Okay, we are recording.
All right, welcome everybody to the Policy Review Committee meeting for July 13th. Record can show that committee members Scott Cooper and Kevin Bradley and Joe Vieira are available, and Marcus and Kimberly are unavailable today. So we will proceed briskly. Can you put up a picture of the flag, please? And we'll begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
Allegiance
to the
flag
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 of
of
the
the
United
United
States
States of America
and
and
to
to
the
the
and to the
republic
republic
for
republic
which it
for which it
stands,
stands,
one
one
nation,
nation,
under
under
God,
God,
indivisible,
indivisible,
with
with
liberty and
liberty
liberty and
justice for
and
all.
justice for all.
Okay, roll call. We already went through who's here. Approval of the minutes. We could do this in one motion if you were so inclined.
I motion to approve the minutes from the last meeting.
The last meeting and the June 20 and the June 8th meeting, or just the last meeting?
And the June 8th meeting.
Great. Is there a second?
Second.
Kevin seconds. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. They're approved. All right, two policies. And at this point, we are just looking at the policies, brief comments. What do we want to send forward? What do we want to send away? And what do we want to redo, but not deep work on these policies. So we'll start with CBA, qualifications and duties of the superintendent. I'll just point out that we did go through this one extensively when we hired Melissa Skinner. So I don't know how we didn't get an update on it. I guess that wasn't done formally. It was part of the interview process, but it has recently been reviewed, and we did look at it again when Joel was hired, I think. Any changes we
I
want to
actually
make?
was impressed. I was impressed. It seemed to cover a lot of the duties. My only note, if we wanted to, was add something around the board goal. Like it doesn't have the language of the board goals, which is what we use, but that would only be if we're looking to add something.
It should be good. The micromanagement of the superintendent is what we have long perfected our skill at on the Kirk County School Board, pretty much since the inception. Anybody want to add anything around the board goals, or I would let sleeping dogs lie on that one, Joel. And you put a lot
I'm
of
with you.
emphasis on board goals. That hasn't always been the case.
And they list, what is it, 39 things. So I think of those 39, I think we got it covered.
Surely we're missing something. Okay, move on to
I'm
see.
good. I'm good.
So we recommend sending that one to the board for readoption?
Yes.
Okay, as is. Moving on to CCB, line and staff relations. Anything in there?
Nope.
No.
Staff?
No, this is a reminder, Joe, we will update that org chart. We have a very expansive org chart and present it to the board in August.
I'm
So
looking
you and
at
I
it
can
right
touch
now.
base.
Yep.
Okay, send that one on to the board. Everybody in agreement?
Send
Yes.
it on. Yes.
On to the board for an update. Okay, we'll move on to CH, policy implementation.
The only thing I noticed is that on line 13, the grammar's a little funky. I don't know if you guys noticed that.
I marked that too, Joe.
Yeah.
It doesn't read
Oh
right.
yeah, that's weird.
We can pull that one.
Let's pull
Right
that
there.
one. And also while we're at it, what in line 9, what does as appropriate mean? All ARs come to the board for review and approval. So what does as appropriate mean?
Yeah, you're right. That shouldn't be there.
So could we strike that line?
Yeah, I don't believe there's a choice there.
Yeah, we can strike that and then clean up the language on line 13 to have it make sense.
And then just for everybody's memory and recall, because this has been an issue in the past, I just wanted to note the importance of that line about the school board policy handbooks and regulations and such. And handbooks are supposed to implement board policy, not make policy. Never the right place to make a policy. In case anybody's forgotten that. Because there for a while, everybody forgot that.
Thank you, Dr.
CHA.
Van Roel. It's taking care of those.
CHA, development review and dissemination of regulations.
My only notice in here, there seems to be a stray apostrophe in line 14 in front of it. Is that on everyone else's?
Yeah, well, when it's there. My question about this one is, why is this even necessary? This is repeated elsewhere.
It
What
is,
is it doing?
you're correct. It is repeated on one of the ones coming up here.
Yeah,
Uh,
everything we have
oh,
is-
the policy CM compliance and reporting on standards. Now that might be different. There was another one that's very repetitive. So I don't know.
and I guess it doesn't hurt anything, but I honestly don't know what value it's adding because I don't know what it directs anybody to do.
Yeah, the difference is one says standards and one is regulations. So
Right.
I don't know why we couldn't combine standards and regulations.
Staff could clean up that apostrophe and then look to see if this is something, is this a required from legislative? And if not, we could just see if it can be consolidated into another
Well,
policy.
Look at a couple things. Look and see if it's consolidated from, if it's required by legislative, for sure. And look and see if this is one of the standard ones that come from OSBA. Because if it is, and we take it out, then we'll just be getting it back to put it back in again. Sometimes OSBA just duplicates itself for whatever reason. And so it confuses things more when you remove it than it does when you just let a
Right.
stupid policy sit. If it doesn't hurt anything.
We'll review it.
Okay, bring that one back. CHCA, handbooks and directives. Again, what does this actually do? Is this the same as CH?
It seems like the last three policies all just have overlapping
Right.
intents.
And they all cite the same OARs and ORSs. Some might leave one out, but they're consistently the same.
Well, and the ORS
around-
provision on this one simply cites the general rulemaking authority of the board.
Right, right,
Pointless.
right.
We can do the same thing. Check with OSBA, is this a required one? See if it's an OSBA one, and then report back.
So why don't you just do an evaluation report back on CH, CHA, and CHCA all at once?
Yeah.
On anybody else's copy, did the font on line 11 look a little different? I don't know, just look a little thinner to me.
Oh, there's something happened with the Bates numbering. It all got collapsed, but and my text is fine.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my font's fine.
Tammy, the Bates numbering is really helpful. Thank you.
Good, you're welcome.
Was that easy to do?
And not too bad. I just have to convert it to Word, add all the numbering in. You'll see that it's a little bit sporadic. It doesn't always apply it in the same formatting, but at least it gets us a number on a line.
Gets us a place to look.
Yep.
Okay, we're at CI, temporary admin arrangements. Pretty hard to make that one more simple. Anything? Anybody have any problem with the 4 lines?
No.
Nope.
Well, send that one to the board, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, CM, compliance and reporting on standards. That wonderful report we get every year that what we're doing and not doing that results in nothing changing. And we're
Yeah,
all
it look-
perfect, by the way.
Looks fine.
Good.
Send it to the board.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we get to this one with 3 policies altogether, DB, DBB, and DBC, which should probably be your model for how you take all those CH policies and cram them all together.
Right.
Anything in there that looks funky or needs to change?
I caught something. So about 3 years ago, we changed Anna's title from Director of Business and Finance to the CFO.
Oh,
So this still has that Director of Business and Finance title. So that would be a cleanup we could do if we needed.
any concerns about that?
Nope.
Can we change that and send it on?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. That's what we would do. We are at DBDB, fund balances. Nothing much. Boy, they didn't make any notes on that one. Oh, yeah, there it is. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Anything we want to do differently there?
No,
Joe, you're good?
I'm good. I don't know. What does one XX stand for? What does it mean? I just didn't know.
I looked at one XX. I had the same question. I thought, well, that just leaves it up to the discretion of the business manager to put whatever they want to into the definition of operating
Okay.
or into one XX. And that seems bad. But then I decided to try and define operating without one XX. And suddenly I decided I liked one XX a whole lot more.
Great. I'm
One
good.
XX is just the 100 series funds
Okay.
that are where we put the general operating expenses outside of the special funds and the reserves. So it's
Thank
a
you.
problem where I think the cure is worse than the illness.
Okay.
If that makes sense. Anything else? Send that one back to the board?
Yes.
yep,
Okay. DBE, budget preparation. Anything in there?
everything lines up.
Everything lines up. Mighty good to send it to the board?
Yep,
Yes.
DBEA, the budget committee. You do have a little one on this one.
yeah, I've got a little one here too.
Go for it.
So ORS 192.610 to 192.695. When you look that up, it actually goes from 192.610 to 192.705. And I don't know why we don't have 700 and 705 in there. 700 is annual training requirements, and 705 is filing a written grievance and required response, which seems like it should be in there when pertaining to the duties of the budget committee. So I would suggest changing that from 192.610 to 192.705 and include 700 and 705.
What is the requirement in 705?
The requirement is if there is a written grievance, the required response by the budget committee.
Oh, what's the training one then?
No, the training is 700. It's annual required training for the CFO and it's not required for budget committees, but it's highly recommended.
Okay, but we don't have a requirement. I was like,
Right.
I've never had training on the budget.
No.
What's that? Okay. Cool. So with that little amendment, could we just have Joel fix that and then
Sure.
send it on to the board rather than bring it back? Would it
Yep.
be with you, Joe?
Yes.
Yeah, and Joel, you can take a look at it, but it seems when you pull it up, it goes all the way to 705. I don't know why we stopped at 695.
Yeah. Doesn't hurt to put it in there.
Yeah.
I have it pulled up now. Awesome. We can
Okay.
get that taken care of.
Okay. There's another little change that we need to talk about here. If you look at lines 14 through 17 and the description of what vote is required for adoption,
Yep.
the Attorney General's manual in 2024 finally addressed the question of whether vacancies on a board are to be considered when you are establishing a quorum for purposes of the minimum level of decision. And it very specifically says that it is the majority of votes of the possible positions, including the vacancies.
Yeah.
Well, if you have a 10-member committee, your quorum or your minimum threshold for decision making is 6, even if you've only got 5 members. Would be a problem, obviously.
Yeah.
But the way we worded this, we leave it open to interpretation that somebody could, omit those vacancies and determine that quorum. That will not work. And that is a long-standing discussion, disagreement, argument, whatever you want to call it, that finally got updated. I didn't realize they had updated that in 2024 until I went looking for it. But I'd
Scott,
prefer
what I could do is pull the language and add a line in there. And you said that's the Oregon Attorney General or the Oregon Government
yes, it's the
Ethics
Oregon Attorney General's
OED?
Public Meetings Manual. It's in Appendix K, Section C.
Okay. We'll get that updated.
I'm sure certain journalists we work with have read it. So
Yeah.
we would want to be
No,
aware of it. And what we want to do is just fix the example and be specific that that's including the vacancies.
Got it.
Okay, and then we'll check that out and send it on. That'll be all right.
Yep.
Yeah.
DBJ, budget implementation. This is another one of those really complex ones.
Looks good.
Changes, Joe?
Nope.
Good.
Looks good.
Okay, send that one to the board. DBK, transfers, again, not all that complicated.
No problem.
No revisions needed.
Looks good.
Send it. Okay, DD, grant funding.
I caught a little thing in here. If you look, line 12, which is bullet number 4, it references consolidated district improvement plans, which isn't a document that we produce. We have a district improvement plan, but I wasn't sure if there was specific things. So I'd want to pull that and look at what those are and if that's a kind of past requirement or what's going on with that.
Yeah, or maybe, and that's pretty restrictive. I mean, the
Yeah,
district wants to go get a grant for something that's cool, and the district wants to do that. Why would we tell them no? Well, we
yeah,
didn't put it in the plan.
yeah. In the consolidate, when it's all that's every now and then the ODE has these required plans. So I want to just investigate what that is and if that's something from, it looks like this first came in 2012, if that was a requirement of districts outside of our normal improvement plans. So I'll pull that one.
Oh, I remember this. I remember this. This is a specific line to address a specific personnel problem.
Huh.
Because why fix it by managing the personnel when you could make policies to last for decades? Much better approach to personnel. You should rewrite that.
On it.
Okay, we'll bring DD back. Okay, DFA, investments of funds. I had one pretty simple question on this one, which was line 34 and 35. A comprehensive annual report on the investment program and investment activity shall be presented to the board. When did that ever happen?
Yeah, that's an interesting thing. I'm wondering if Anna puts it in some sort of her monthly reports, but I can ask Anna on that. It doesn't, I can't think of it off the top of my head.
Well, it's supposed to be an annual report. So
Yeah.
it visions once a year. I mean, if we're going to require it, we're going to have to do it.
Yeah. I can ask Anna about that one. I also caught on line 12. Again, it has that director of business and finance where we have a chief financial officer. So we'll pull that one.
Okay, just update. Anything else in there?
I didn't see anything.
Okay, bring it back. All right, we're at DFAAR1. A very small thing about this one, Joel, this is universal to all policies. If we're going to adopt an AR, the AR by policy must flow from a policy. If it is flowing one or more policies. If it is flowing from a policy, then we should cite the policy that it is flowing from in the legal references.
Okay, makes sense.
Otherwise, you have people off just writing policy ARs because they couldn't get policy. And we usually do it, but this one we did it. I don't know why. And it's pretty clear where it's flowing from. It's flowing from the previous page.
Right.
All right. I'll take care of that one.
All right. DFE, admission prices and receipts. Since when does the superintendent determine the admission price for athletic
You
event?
know, I smiled when I read this one because this has been a hot topic. Because this goes to the board annually. Uh, so it doesn't match our practice, right?
It
Unless
doesn't
it's just
match.
referring to, I was going to say, unless it's referring to the designee as Anna puts the prices to the board annually and then the board approves them. But I think we'd want to update the language to say it's approved annually by the board.
The first line of the AR says the superintendent or designee will determine the activity and athletic fees, and the fees will be approved as part of the district's budget process. So,
Oh,
I
we
mean,
do.
I don't know what we're doing. But maybe you take that, or the superintendent or designee will recommend the admission price,
Yeah.
and it will be determined by the budget committee, and you put it up on line 6. And
Yep.
be sure and leave it broad enough to say the budget committee will further recommend it to the board. And do not make it the budget committee has sole determination,
Perfect.
because we all know how that can go.
Hey, this was, I want to say, the only fees were the only thing that this board, I think, has done 4-1.
It's true.
Only on 5-0 vote.
Healthy boards can disagree.
So are we pulling that one or?
Yeah, I'll pull it and work with Anna and update the language to match our actual practice.
Okay.
And
Anything else
it
in there?
seems like the exact same with
Yeah.
the next one.
Yeah. Pull both of them out and
Yeah.
do them together, whatever they are. Well, while we're at it, let's go to DFEA, the free admissions to athletic events policy. I remember a few years ago a big kerfuffle on this one,
Yes.
and it got,
How about I pull
looks like it
pull this
was
one as well?
2020 was the last time we fought about this.
Hmm.
I mean, I didn't personally see anything in it that caused me any angst, but then the person who will have angst is the person who isn't listed there that I don't know about.
Well, and we currently have a practice that goes against this policy where the board did vote 4-1 to allow free admission for all Kirk County residents.
Oh, that's true.
And
That's true.
so it also lists the IMC. Actually, I guess we are back in the IMC. So I'll work with Rob, and this one will take a little work, and we'll bring it back to the board.
So what
Or
you're
to the
saying is
committee
that
first.
one against vote was taking a principled stand in policy, while the rest of the board played cowboy, is what you're saying.
He knew the depths of policy and really wanted to keep us aligned. Yeah.
All right. Why don't you take a rewrite along with the others and bring that back?
Mr. Cooper, this would have been a good argument when you were
Oh, I
making that
know.
vote. You could have made a principled stand against sticking towards policy.
I was mostly just pissing off Kelsey and Anna, reminding Anna that the board's independent. Okay, so we are on DIC, financial reports and statements. Anything in there?
I'm good.
Good, Kevin?
Yeah, I'm good.
Send it. Okay, DJAR1, gift cards and cash prizes. Oh my God, don't buy a gift card. That's a message from that policy.
Yeah.
This will nearly
I
cause
was-
any kind of stroke.
My comments on this is too complicated. And there's some contradictory language in here. I was going to have Anna take a look at this to maybe just review, seemed like a mess.
You pull it back and have Anna look at it. I'm going to tell you, as somebody who has to administer gift cards in my organization, it is one of the most complex areas of trying to stay within IRS regulations and compliance rules for public funds. This deserves every word on this page.
With that in mind, and your comment earlier to let sleeping dogs lie, we might just want to move this one through.
Because I mean, gift cards, once you let them out there, that's people can do whatever they want to with them. And that causes a lot of angst for regulators and the public.
If everyone's good, the staff is going to recommend to the policy committee to let this one just go through.
Why don't we move it forward and then have Anna look at it in the interim, and if she has any concerns, she can bring them to the meeting. How about that?
Perfect.
Sounds
Because there
good.
may be something in there that she wants to update on. Okay, petty cash, DJB, anything we want? That's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, I thought it was.
Good.
Right, move it forward. AR1, same thing.
Yeah.
It can also move.
Good.
And then we come to credit cards, DJFA, which, you know, whereas gift cards get pages and pages, credit cards get 4 lines. Rather ironic, but I'm guessing we don't have a lot of district credit cards floating around.
Very few people, buildings have them checked out, some individuals, but it hasn't been a big issue.
Well, I wanted to recommend on this one that this probably is not an adequate regulation of credit cards, given how badly that could go awry. So maybe Anna would want to develop a separate AR that specifies the procedures for credit card administration.
I like the transparency of being ultra clear about anything financial, so that makes a lot of sense. I think she'd be happy to do it.
And the reason I think we would want to do that, among other things, is first of all, Oregon Government Standards and Practices Commission has gone berserk, and we need to defend people against that. And also, what do we do when somebody abuses it and we have to be accountable for that? And we say, well, we never adopted any policy on it. That looks terrible. So,
Tammy, it does look in the cross-reference, it references an AR, probably from OSBA, so maybe we could get a hold of that, and they've done some of the lifting for us.
Yep.
Okay, we're almost there. DJG, which is vendor relations. My question about that was line 13. Advertising is not allowed in the district unless it is approved by the superintendent. What is our issue with advertising?
And
really, are we even in
as you
compliance with that?
No, because and not in a malicious way in any way, but different sports teams, for example, the football
Right.
team, they do a big fundraiser, recruit all these advertisers, and there's I can check with Anna, but I'm not aware of me signing off on individual advertisers, and then that opens up a whole issue of, well, if we exclude an advertiser, are we discriminating on what basis? So, something to maybe pull and explore.
We hang signs on fences. That's called advertising.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
I mean, if a construction company is building something for us and they put a sign up in front of it, that's technically advertising on district property. This makes no sense. So my recommendation would be to strike that line and then go with the rest of the policy, but I'll leave it to you guys to recommend back.
I didn't see anything in the ORSs that said anything about not allowing advertising.
You know what? It might have just gone in there at some point to allow the district, I'm guessing it's OSBA language, to allow the district some level of control over advertising, but we need to bring it up to practice. So we'll have Anna take a look at it.
Yeah.
My guess is that line is imported directly from former school board member Janet Roberts. That reads like a Janet Roberts statement. She would have worried about that in her day. But anyway,
Before my time.
look at it and do something with it. Okay. I think the only other thing on the agenda was talking about dates. Are we good with this date and continuing? Is there any problem with that, Tammy, from your perspective? I mean, it is board day, which is maybe not the best day for you to be.
Yeah, but that's no problem. I can make it work. I'm not worried about that at all.
Okay. We
I
got
have
the
them
dates
scheduled.
all in there.
Scheduled out through April. The one thing I haven't scheduled yet is the second meeting that's later in the month. If we want to continue the same schedule we've had.
Well, the second meeting is only to receive input if we happen to have any, which we usually don't have, so that we can get it prepared before it goes to the board. Maybe we could just leave that as a special meeting to be scheduled if circumstances warrant it.
Because we did, Tammy and I were just talking about this. I want to say it was yesterday or 2 days ago, we received community school boards sent feedback on policies that are going to the board tonight. So I feel we're a little out of whack on the timing of getting theirs. So the idea is if we get feedback, we'll give community school boards at least a timeline of when to submit
that was the
feedback
intent.
by. Yeah. So what we're going to do is I think there was 2 or 3 policies from tonight that they sent feedback for, but it's already kind of too late. So we're going to pull those policies and that feedback and bring it back to this committee's next meeting.
But how extensive is the feedback? I mean, some of their stuff I don't really need to spend a whole lot more time on. Depends on
Yeah.
what.
It's very kind of miscellaneous to the policies. It seems like it's something for the policy committee to review and determine whether those changes go in to then take to the board. It's like building in that extra step.
Why don't we put it on the table tonight and decide at the board level whether to send it back to the committee or not? Or we might just put it right at the table.
We can do that.
Got enough time in this evening's agenda to do that. And I hate to hold up things with endless back and forth if we can get them moving.
The feedback was from the public?
Was from the Community School Boards Association.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And
then do you want to
Tammy and I can work with. Oh, go ahead, Tammy.
Oh, I was going to ask, we were having like a regular policy meeting to work on the policies.
Yes.
The third Monday, do we want to continue the third Mondays for those meetings? Okay.
Yep. Those are the ones where we know that we've got stuff. That's the new stuff coming in, and highly recommended all the stuff that's coming from OSBA pipeline.
Perfect.
This is just this meeting is to review existing. That meeting is to come up with novel concepts and rework them.
Great, thank you.
Maybe your credit card AR shows up at that meeting, should it ever get drafted.
Yeah, my thought is all these policies we pulled from the B's and C's, staff rework them and then bring them to the committee at that meeting.
That's the third meeting, yeah. The third month. Yeah.
Okay.
Does that work?
We're actually moving along quicker than anticipated. It goes pretty fast.
It's flying pretty fast. Hey guys, I did mean to say at the beginning of the meeting, I'm really sorry about missing the last meeting. I didn't know what time of day it was when I woke up. Ridiculous. I was so sick. I was like 2 hours later, I realized I'd missed a meeting. I'm like, so what? There was not going to be any going to that meeting anyway.
No problem. Live.
All right. I think we're done. If we don't have anything else.
We'll see you guys at 4 o'clock in Brothers.
Yep. In Brothers.
Thank you.
Okay. See y'all.
See ya.
Bye-bye. Thank you.